Here you go, chat. Official gameplay video.
Ladies and gentlemen, we finally have official NBA 2K26 gameplay. We got about 2 minutes of gameplay here, and then there will be more scattered throughout the video as we break down the detailed courtside report highlighting new changes to gameplay and new gameplay features. But listen, obviously this is just one of those cinematic trailers from Play Now, you know, with the NBA players, so you don't learn a ton about the gameplay, but at least we get to see what the game is looking like here. So get your comments in down below, and let's start the discussion throughout this video about what you're seeing in the gameplay, and then of course, even more importantly, what we're reading in that courtside report. But as we get closer to the 2K26 launch date, you guys know I'll be covering all the news as it happens, everything you're going to want to know about NBA 2K26. This is the place to be. And then of course, if I get invited to any early access events, I will have those builds, the builder, gameplay, like actual gameplay, not the cinematics, and breaking all that down about what you guys can expect for the new game. But as I said, me personally, these cinematic trailers, they don't do too much for me. Like, I'm more interested about the actual news and what is going to be changed and what are the new features and stuff like that. So I'm more interested in the courtside report, which we're about to get to in about 15 seconds. But I know some people really love these cinematic trailers. But let's get into this courtside report. We've got the new rhythm shooting system. We've got custom layup packages. We've got a whole bunch to break down, and I am excited. It's that time of year. It's like, you know, like for a 2K player, it's like Christmas. You're just waiting. You're just waiting for that launch date to get your hands on the game so you can actually experience it for the first time. But let's break down this courtside report. Gameplay courtside report, gameplay powered by ProPlay. So ProPlay is back, expands the NBA 2K26 on Gen 9 platforms. Basically just a brief introduction. If y'all want to pause the video, you can read it. But let's get into what the video is really about. Let's get into some of these details when it comes to the gameplay. So ProPlay motion engine. ProPlay powers all new dynamic motion in NBA 2K26, generated from real world NBA footage that influences all on-court movement, offense, defense, and off-ball. This new motion engine is the biggest change to player movement since NBA 2K21 and further advances the one-to-one realism in gameplay, which took a giant leap forward with the dribble engine introduced in NBA 2K25. Now, there's a lot of information here. I'm not going to try to give my opinion on absolutely everything because then this video is going to be an hour long, but I will give my opinion about a few things, saying that it's the biggest change to player movement since NBA 2K21. Okay, that sounds significant. But then the whole thing about, which took a giant leap forward with the dribble engine introduced on 2K25. I don't know about that one. All right, let's keep it going. New machine learning technology in NBA 2K26 on Gen 9 offers more precise, lifelike movement, which is noticeable in the most fundamental elements of the game. Dynamic lower body pose matching adjusts the exact positioning of players' legs and feet on the fly to remove the skating seen in past games and ensure that players launch, plant, and cut realistically. Now, this was something we saw in the cinematic trailer last year where, you know, everybody made those memes about, what was it, like precise stops and launches and things like that. So it always comes down to the execution of how they actually implement these things. Because a lot of times, you know, they'll talk about things like they did last year and then the game, you know, ends up being completely different. But it would be nice. It sounds great to remove the skating seen in past games and ensure that players launch, plant, and cut realistically. That would be a beautiful thing in my opinion, but let's keep it going. Together, these systems work in harmony to not only make motion look better than ever before, but also leads to improvements across all areas of gameplay to create a fresh and authentic feeling when playing so you can compete at the highest level. Get your comments in down below about the new motion engine they're talking about, but we're going to keep it going. We got rhythm shooting. Rhythm shooting is back, but it is completely different. Check this out, man. Watching so many of you discover and embrace rhythm shooting mechanic to improve your shooting ability has been thrilling and rewarding. Seeing a heightened competition has inspired us to push the envelope of rhythm shooting and bolster its strengths. Now pay attention here because I had to read this about 5 times to really understand what they were saying. And I'll try to break it down quickly for y'all.
Bro, my only thing is, bro, they don't nerf it when you niggas start crying, bro. That's my only thing, bro. Niggas start crying, oh, rhythm shooting this, rhythm shooting that, and they gotta nerf it to please you soft ass niggas out there. That's, bro, let's leave the game as it is, bro.
In my own words, but In NBA 2K26, rhythm shooting extends beyond mimicking each player's signature shooting animation to giving you full control over every aspect of the shot. This shooting control method still relies on the up-down flicking motion with the shot stick, but now your shot timing and tempo will actually manipulate the shooter's upper body and impact how the shot looks throughout the complete motion by reflecting how you move the shot stick. From the start, you'll see and feel the difference between early, late, slow, and fast releases. If you flick up early and rush your shot, you can do quick releases. If you flick up late and slowly, you'll see the effect with a delayed pushing motion and lazier release. This enhanced feature grants more freedom than ever before to decide what type of jump shot you want to take. Counter a closeout by initiating a quick release and intentionally rushing your shot, and still knock it down by executing excellent rhythm shooting tempo. Overall, players who take advantage of rhythm shooting mechanic will experience more responsive and authentic jump shots that simulate a true shooting motion. So essentially, what I understand from this, and I could be wrong, but again, I had to read this a bunch of times, was y'all remember watching Kobe? When Kobe would like get into the midi or a close shot and he would rise up, and the defender would be like above him, so he would block the shot. So Kobe would instead hang, wait for the defender to go down, and then he would release it at the very last second before he hit the ground type thing. Basically what I
wish the Bean was here to defend himself amongst all this bullshit niggas up there talking about the Bean. The Bean, then a greatest scorer ever.
understand is they're trying to say you could do that with rhythm shooting and still green it.
Oh yeah, y'all niggas better learn how to rhythm shooting. And if my homies, if y'all watching this video, I've been telling y'all as the rhythm shoot since November. Now, if this where the skill based shit come from, you get the, because if I don't think you're gonna be able to do this shit pressing square. I think doing this with just rhythm shooting shit gonna be cool.
Because you can delay the release of your shot, but then still green it because the tempo, you end up greening the tempo on it. Y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think. Let's get into the offense though. Whole lot of information here, okay? Develop a robust post game with all new signature go-to post shots and become a lethal slasher with custom layups. Gameplay in NBA 2K26 has been improved to be more well-rounded and suitable for all archetypes. Again, it's beautiful to hear, but it's all about how they execute, and hopefully they execute properly, because that would be a beautiful thing. Green or miss shot timing. Green or miss shot timing will be universal in NBA 2K26, so that each mode has an even playing field. This means on higher difficulties, including most competitive multiplayer modes. That means playing online. Only excellent timing green shots will go in. However, shot timing windows scale by difficulty and will be less forgiving in competitive modes like Proving Grounds and Pro-Am, but more forgiving in team control modes like My Team, where you have to adapt to different shot timings. Also, by the sounds of this, it would be like, it's green or miss, like they said, in all competitive multiplayer modes. I'm thinking it's green or miss in all online modes by the sounds of this, but the difference is in rec, your green window is going to be bigger than it would be in like competitive modes like Proving Grounds or Pro-Am. That's what I'm taking from this, all right? But let's keep going. In addition, layup timing is permanently enabled to separate skilled finishers and make those highly contested finishes at the rim even more spectacular and impressive. Ultimately, we wanted to emphasize skill-based competitive gameplay where your actions on the sticks provide more control of the outcomes you see in game. This renewed focus will be felt across multiple gameplay areas, from shot outcomes to successful blocks and steals and loose balls and rebounds. Again, it sounds great. I just hope the execution is on par with these words. Let's keep going. Signature go-to post shots. So this sounds like it's go-to shots, but in the post, basically. It's been encouraging to see players incorporate signature go-to shots in their game and leverage real-world crossovers to create separation, like Steph Curry and Tyrese Halliburton's signature dribble step-back jumpers. I'm gonna be honest, not a lot of people use go-to shots in 2K25. I feel like Jalen Suggs, people use that, and then obviously people use Kevin Durant go-to, but they didn't use Kevin Durant go-to for the go-to shot. They used Kevin Durant go-to to then cancel out of it and basically be able to somewhat speed boost on bigger players. I don't think, y'all let me know down in the comments. I could be wrong, but from what I saw, people were not out there like using Steph's go-to shot to get shots off. Like, that's not what my experience on 25, but again, maybe your experience was different. While we've shown a lot of love to the elusive play styles of the NBA's greatest.
Thing is with the go-to shot shit is you know when it's a go-to shot. Like it ain't you could just be dribbling and then go-to shot like, oh shit, that was a go-to shot. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like you dribbled, did some shit to go into the go-to shot. It's like when the Goku shot is triggered, you know it because that's I don't know. Where niggas can just recognize this shit.
Backcourt players, this year's system is growing to better support the dominant big men we see in the modern NBA. Utilize all new signature go-to post shots by holding the right stick up while in the post. Lean into a host of new moves, including shimmy, floaters, baby hooks, and up and unders. Signature go-to post shots. Could be something cool. We'll see. This is one of the biggest things in this whole article right here. Custom layups. In the past, your single signature layup package determined all of your layup types. But in NBA 2K26, you can mix and match layup styles to draw inspiration from signature packages from around the league. These advanced layup types consist of normal and reverse layups, floaters, quick scoops, euros, hop steps, and spins. This is, in my opinion, this is one of the biggest pieces of news in here. We've got custom jump shots. We've got custom dunk packages. Now you've got custom layup packages. So you could put on Devin Booker floater, but then have Trae Young quick scoops with Giannis Euros. Y'all get what I'm saying? You could start to mix and match layup packages. Now, hopefully layups on 26 are better because in 25, I feel like layups were like so just hit or miss. It was like the bad takes would go in, the good takes would miss. You couldn't see the green window on the layups, which they already told you you're going to be able to see green windows on layups, dunks, jump shots, all that stuff on the meter. So that's beautiful. Now you could customize your layup package. You know, I like the sounds of it. I like the sounds of the custom layup package. Wreak havoc on the competition by utilizing Steph's graceful layups, James Harden's shifty Euro steps, SGA's elusive hop steps, and Nikola Jokic's nimble spin move to create a dominant custom package. Explore the bevy of post move and layup options when customizing your My Player and editing players in rosters. Now let's get on to the defense. Play freely and with physicality in 2K26 using body ups and collisions to antagonize opponents. Body up and collisions. 2K26 uses system-driven technology to generate player-to-player collisions that are more reliable compared to previously scripted motion-captured animations. Coupled with new dynamic motion, this change improves the freedom of movement for both the dribbler and on-ball defender. Interior defense has been redesigned so that it's easier to get strong body bumps in the air when contesting finishers at the rim. Bigs will feel increased physicality when roaming in the paint. New rebound timing feedback. So this is different now. This rebounding thing right here, this is a little different. I feel like it was in past 2Ks, but now it's visual. In 2K26, a green meter will flash beneath your player's feet to indicate a well-timed rebound attempt. The ideal time to jump for a rebound is just before the ball makes its final bounce off the rim, and higher rebounding attribute ratings will make it easier to nail your timing. Excellent timing can significantly boost your chance of securing the board. Now, rebound timing I feel like has been a thing in 2K forever. Like if you time the jump, it's not guaranteed, but a lot of times you get a better jump animation because you timed it properly and you get the rebound more often. Now it's saying when you do that, it's gonna flash green. So it's basically like you're greening rebounds. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. Let's go down to controls here. Dictate every facet of the game with new and revamped controls for a more intuitive, deliberate, and free-flowing experience. With this, overall game speed in 2K26 is now sped up. Game speed is faster, according to this, to reward players with faster decision-making who can read the court, anticipate their opponent, and react quicker. Quick Protect. Ball handlers can now tap the left trigger to initiate Quick Protect movements to shield the ball and evade steals. If you see a defender reaching for a steal and react quickly enough with a Quick Protect, you can counter it. This balances the steal system by introducing more skill-based outcomes. You can also put defenders in a compromising position by using quick protect while driving to the rim. Decelerate and pin your opponent against your hip to trap them in defender jail. Some of the craftiest ball handlers like Brunson, Luka, Trey, all excel at this, making them incredibly challenging to guard. If that's actually effective, that would be really cool, because that is something that, like, in real life, people do it all the time, but I feel like in 2K, it's not really that effective. If it actually is effective, that would change ways you could manipulate defenses in 2K. No dip, catch, and shoots. Hold the left trigger when receiving a pass while standing still to square up. Catch the ball high and seamlessly transition directly into your shooting motion in rhythm to get the shot up quickly. Knock down shots like Klay Thompson and Ray Allen as defenders race to close out before you release. I feel like the left trigger thing has been in 2K, but I guess now it's like an official control. We'll see how people utilize that. Revamp signature size-ups. Signature size-up controls have been improved for a more intuitive experience. Now you can rock the Pro Stick back and forth, left and right, or repeatedly flick the Pro Stick up to execute 2 different size-up combinations. These size-ups will help you create separation from your defender while retaining the realistic look provided by Pro Play. Slow motion Euro steps, another layup thing. Listen to this. After initiating a Euro step, you can hold the left trigger at any point to deliberately decelerate mid-move to throw defenders off and create space with a slow motion drag step finish. Slither through the lane and control the pace to send defenders careening? To send defenders past you. To send defenders careening past you, sorry. Listen, my first thing when I think of that is, okay, like a Luka, you know what I mean? He goes to the Euro and then like he'll kind of like slow plant and let the defender like jump past him basically before he lays it up. But could you do it on 2K and then hold right trigger and turn it into a dunk? So you slow motion Euro and then your player just goes into a dunk? I don't know, just where my head went. Probably not, but that would be like super glitchy. Yeah. And they'd probably need to change that. I'm not really sure. I guess Giannis kind of does like the slow Euro into a dunk sometimes. I don't know. Anyways, let's not waste any more. Let's keep going. Rat passes. Rat passes now have a dedicated control by double tapping circle or B. Okay, so no more flashies when you double tap B or circle. It's rat pass. This expands the toolkit for playmakers to determine when you want to do a rat pass and ensures you aren't throwing the ball straight into the back of a defender. Okay, so this is one of my biggest pet peeves on 25. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? You pass the ball directly into people's bodies that aren't even clicking steal. Or when they stand there with their hands up in front of you and you just throw the ball straight into their face or arms or hands or body. Like, hopefully the passing mechanics on 26 have been completely revamped. They added in you can control when your player is going to bring the ball and do a rat pass to the side. Hopefully, just in general, the passing has been revamped and you're not throwing it into people's bodies and you're getting turnovers for you make the right pass, but your player does the wrong pass animation. Hopefully, they fixed all that. Alley-oops. Catching an alley-oop now requires more skill. Once the pass is thrown, the finish button for the receiver will be randomized on higher difficulties to one of the 4 face buttons on your controller instead of always being square or X. So you really got to focus on lobs now. I'm going to be honest, that might be a little too challenging for a lot of people, and a lot of people probably just stop throwing lobs. I wonder if because it's now more skilled based, right? Because you have to actually pay attention. You have to not only time it, but click the right button. I wonder if the effectiveness of lobs will be increased because now they're more difficult to do. That's an interesting thing to think about. Setting screens. This is a small detail, but I know the big men will appreciate this. We'll talk about it for a second. Screeners can now control which way you want to face. Tapping the left stick slightly left or right from the direction you are currently screening will turn your player 45 degrees. And tapping the left stick in the opposite direction will turn your player 180 degrees. Basically, while you're setting the screen, if you're facing the wrong direction, you don't have to let go of screen now and then try to reposition yourself. Now, when you're holding the screen, if your player's not facing right, you can tap it and he'll shift a little bit. Or you can have him face the complete opposite way by tapping the left stick in the opposite direction. Nice little detail when it comes to screens. So I know the big men are going to like that because I've heard a lot of
the screen targets gonna have the fucking sinners doing fucking spin moves out that bitch. It'll be a new. Oh, I can see that going bad. Just imagine like a nigga bumping this way and getting caught. He get over the screen. You can really turn real fast to come back this way after he get over the screen. He bump you that fast. Oh shit, the screen turtles Like licking their lips reading this shit.
People say, why is my player facing the wrong direction when I'm trying to set a screen? I know that was a pet peeve for a lot of bigs. Then they went on to talk about AI and coaching. Now, this is mainly for offline game modes. I guess it comes into play a little bit if you're playing like Play Now, My Team, or like if you're in the rec and your teammates are quitting out. They made improvements. I'm not going to go over like them in detail here, but I'll quickly brief them for y'all. Drive and kick intelligence for the AIs. AI help defense intelligence. My Player Freelance Engine. This is essentially your AI teammates recognizing that you're already in a spot and they'll move out of it. Like, you know, sometimes like in the wreck, someone quits out and you're already spotting up on the hash and the AI player just stands next to you. Now they'll realize you're on the hash and they'll slide out of the way, maybe go to the corner or go to the top of key or whatever. AI improved double teams, AI improved navigating screens, expanded playbooks, AI difficulty improvements, AI shot timing ability. All right, so that's all AI stuff. Let's move on to the end of the article here. Learn 2K. In NBA 2K26, a new intermediate tutorial bridges the gap between existing tutorials and drills that cover beginner fundamentals and advanced techniques. You'll learn about the different types of layups and dunks, how to execute simple plays like pick and roll, and more. Learn 2K is the best place to grow your 2K skills, whether you're a veteran who wants to practice this year's upgraded rhythm shooting and refined controls, or
Funny shit about some of these clips. I don't know if these real, but they just show like he showing like 1 or 2 seconds of like the actual gameplay. Then they go to the cinematic and shit, bro.
rookie who is learning how to play
Oh
NBA
my
2K
God.
for the first time. All right, so that's the courtside report for gameplay, the gameplay cinematic trailer they dropped. Get down in the comments and start the discussion about what y'all think about it. I'll be down there reading and replying. To me, it's just all about how they execute it, man. But we'll be back with more news soon. So in the meantime, go click that video right there. That's where we talk about the 2K26 build.
I think I'm with most of the community when we say you just gotta see it to believe it.